Hello, my friends, and welcome to Happy Brain, Happy Life. My name is Dr. Mirelis Aponte, Dr. Mimi, for many of you that already follow me, and I am excited to share with you today an interesting lesson because here at Happy Brain, Happy Life, our goal is to help you think, feel, and act better every single time that you hop in a lesson and listen for maybe about 20 minutes that you are with me so that you can feel better, think about in a different way. And that is what we're all about, that you can feel happy afterwards. And so today's show is about neuro cocktail. What's a neuro cocktail? I really want you to think about five key neurotransmitters or neurochemicals that are going to help you feel optimally better. But what I'm going to be teaching you is what things can you do to recreate those chemicals in your body. Simple things that you can do in every single day life that you can do to just start feeling better. So, are you ready? You're taking notes? Hope you are, okay? So, understand that, our brain is based upon what? A series of neurochemicals we've always talked about. If you listen to my previous lessons, that were biological, anatomical, right? Physical in terms of electricity and physics running through our body, but we're also chemical. And so those three key components make up how our thoughts, how our emotions, how everything that we do, every action, every emotion that we do is interconnected in the brain and then throughout our body. So what that means is that if we are able to, create a balance and create that equilibrium in the chemicals that are within our body, then we're able to feel better. So we're able to manipulate, if we can say it that way, right? We're able to change in a matter of moments. We're able to change how our brain is thinking, feeling, and acting. So I want you to think about this. Have you ever had an incredibly productive day where everything felt effortless? Have you ever had that? I know I have. And so, what about a day when you couldn't focus, and then no matter how hard you tried, you just couldn't get yourself to focus on a target, on a task, right? So it's important to know that your brain is the one doing this because it's not just about thoughts and emotions, it's a chemical lab inside your brain. And it relies on five key neurotransmitters that I'm going to talk about today to regulate your energy, your focus, your happiness, your stress management. All of that is related to how this chemical lab is working. Now, if you're a good chemist, which is what I hope to teach you a little bit about today, then you're going to feel better. You're going to feel more energized, more focused, and be able to achieve anything that you want today. So when these chemicals are balanced, right, you feel kind of unstoppable. And so when they are off, the experience is going to be what? See if you have ever felt this: fatigue, brain fog, emotional instability. Have you ever felt that? Well, today that's what we want to break down. We want to break it down for you so you understand how these neurotransmitters actually are able to give you, you know, uh, strategies where you can optimize these chemicals in your body and start feeling better right now. Does that sound like it, like something good? Now, this first one, I actually taught about this last week because I talked about the dopamine code. Remember that? And so you can look for that teaching previously. But anyway, I'm gonna give a little summary of that lesson because the dopamine is really a neurotransmitter that is connected to our motivation. We call it the motivation molecule, right? So it fuels motivation, your drive, your pleasure. It's really essential for goal setting and a feeling of achievement. So there's this study from the University of Connecticut that actually found that higher dopamine levels correlate with persistence and effort while trying to pursue a particular goal. Does that seem familiar, right? So how do we optimize? Well, I talked about it before on one of our on that lesson, but let's review a few of the points that I talked about in that session. And it's number one is going to be nutrition. So you're going to need high, tyrosine rich foods like, and I love these, I've mentioned it before, eggs, avocados, almonds, and my youngest favorite, dark chocolate. Okay, so yes, some of these are going to be essential to having a higher level of tyrosine that is going to help you increase those levels of dopamine in the body. Now, there are other things that are not necessarily related to nutrition that we can do to boost the dopamine in our bodies. And number one is the morning light exposure. Now, I know some of us might be sleepyheads. I'm not that much of a sleepyhead, but some people don't want to get out of bed. You got to think about the levels of light that you have and the levels of dopamine in your body. So 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight in the morning boosts your dopamine levels naturally. And why we say naturally? Because actually being under fake or bad exposure to light can also not do so good with our dopamine levels, right? So, for example, it'll overstimulate and then we won't be able to go to sleep. So, it's important that we try for this to be natural outdoor light. Now, where there are places where it's dark most of the day, especially in the winter time, we can use some light therapy and this can substitute a little bit, but I always recommend people to at least try to step outside a couple of minutes a day. Even if it's cold outside, the light is gonna just trigger the dopamine levels to increase in your body. The other activity or strategy that we can use is the 90-30 rule. So we can do 90 minutes of deep focus, but then you got to take a 30-minute break of something totally different to just reset your dopamine levels. And this I recommend especially to our students. I have several clients that are medical students or graduate students who are studying for longer periods of time. And one of the key ingredients that we talk about is short study with a break in between. And the 90-30 rule is a very good one where you just focus for 90 minutes. And I recommend to use a timer so that you are clear that you're breaking off. Your body's kind of breaking off and you're giving it that signal that you are taking a break. And then do the same thing for the break. Put a 30-minute timer and give yourself to do something totally different than what you were doing while studying. Hope that makes sense, right? So one quick activity also to boost your dopamine levels is to, think of three small goals for the day, right? And then apply the dopamine reward loop, which is after completing each goal, I want you to support it with a positive reinforcement. So a nice stretch, a deep breath, a quick dance, which is one of my favorites. So do something that'll reward that loop. So every time you have a goal, right? And I've been working this with one of my coaching clients right now, has been, do your list, write your goals, and then every time you finish one, take yourself on that dopamine reward loop. Make yourself feel good about having completed that. Take a break, think of something else, and then go back to that series. So it really applies to that 90-30 rule. And that is for our number one, which was dopamine. Our number two, which I have talked about a lot also, is serotonin. Now, serotonin, a lot of people know it, but we call it the happiness stabilizer. Okay, and happiness stabilizer because it regulates mood and emotional balance, but also sleep. So we are able to, low serotonin levels is actually linked to anxiety and depression. This is, a study by Harvard Medical School in like 1921, I think it is. And they concluded that really lower serotonin is going to take us to higher anxiety levels and higher depression symptoms. But what can we do to help and boost our serotonin? Well, here are a couple of things that you can do. So, cocktail number two is for our serotonin. Here we go. And so, number one is practice gratitude. I have talked about the value of gratitude so many times, right? We have our 28-day challenge. If you ever are interested, just shoot me a message. I would love to connect you with our 28 gratitude challenge because it really shifts your mindset and your thinking, and it creates a whole new pattern. But gratitude, keeping a gratitude journal, will increase serotonin levels because you are retriggering good and happy thoughts constantly, right? Number two is consume tryptophan rich food. For example, turkey, oats, bananas, nuts. Though all of those help boost serotonin. I love nuts, and my one of my favorites is walnuts. They even look like little brains, but they really help. They have that tryptophan rich levels, which will keep and boost your serotonin levels. And last but not least today, move your body. I cannot stress this enough. Like, people know that if they looked at my watch, like, my activity level, it's always like double the daily goal, because I move my body a lot. I move my hands while I speak. I mean, I move my body, but moving your body at least 10 minutes a day, whatever kind of movement that you like. I mean, if you like yoga, do yoga. If you like aerobics, do aerobics. I like swimming. I like horses. I like being outside. Make sure that you're moving your body at least 10 minutes a day on a brisk move, that it's going to boost your serotonin, make you feel a whole lot better. So, one extra recommendation here is write down three things that you are grateful for today. I want to make sure that before you finish today, grab a paper, grab, even if it's a little notepad or something. Write three things that you are grateful for today, and start and partner up with somebody and share it at home or share it with your kids. My kids and I do it all the time. Now, cocktail number three is acetylcholine. I know I'm Latina, so it sounds with an accent, but the real thing is that acetylcholine is actually the focus enhancer. And so we are able to boost our focus by boosting our acetylcholine in our body, right? And so what is it going to do? It's going to improve our memory, our learning, our deep concentration. And there are a number of studies that talk about this, but there was one in Nature Neuroscience that talked about the high levels of acetylcholine and how it improves problem solving and actually cognitive performance. So make sure that you are paying attention to this one if you want to be better at what you're thinking, making decisions, at keeping your focus while at work, at school, anything important that you are doing throughout the day. So number one is writing instead of typing. I know we have lost the ability to write, and writing manually actually stimulates the acetylcholine production. Why? Because it's triggering the parts of the cortex that are used for thinking. Okay, so whenever you want to be able to boost memory and learning, make sure that you're connecting that to writing. Now, it is not like in school where the teacher will write on the board and we just repeat whatever she was writing. It's writing consciously. So think about what you're writing, putting it together, organizing your thoughts, organizing what you want to do. And that is why I always recommend that you do your order for the next day. You're going to do tonight on handwriting. It's way better because it connects your brain to what you really want to do the next day. So it really prepares you for the next day, and it kind of stays in your memory better. Now, if you want some deep learning, and engage in activities that actually challenge your brain, okay? Such as, learning a new language or a new skill. So here at home, we have all taken into either Italian or French. So we're learning something new every day. We're doing, Duolingo, and Duolingo really gets mad when we don't get to do it. So I love the accountability on that. But make sure that you're connecting to some kind of new activity that you've never done before. So your brain is always challenged, and this keeps the acetylcholine levels higher up. Okay. Now, also, you can do some, choline rich foods, such as, again, eggs are great resource for this as well, but you have fish, Brussels sprouts, among others, right? So make sure that you're making good choices. This is why a Mediterranean diet tends to be really good for boosting all of these neurotransmitters in the brain. And test yourself. So test your memory often. So you can do a little memory test by taking like a 2 minute and think about, a short list of words to memorize, and then go ahead and try to recall them as brief as you are able. So memory games and memory tests really boost your acetylcholine levels to be active more time. Now, number 4 in this cocktail is GABA. GABA, GABA. And GABA is really our stress controller. Okay. So we all need this because we live in a society that is very high stress, and we need to learn how to live with less stress. So our brain is not constantly being depleted of the needed neurotransmitters. Okay. So it really keeps our nervous system calm, it reduces anxiety, and it enhances our emotional stability. So GABA is very important, and there are studies that talk about this and say how slow breathing techniques significantly increase GABA levels, right? By reducing stress, but also by promoting relaxation. So the more relaxation techniques we use, the higher the GABA levels tend to be in our body. So one of these resources is breath work. There's different kinds of breath work, different exercises, but one of them is the 4-7-8. So for example, inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, and then exhale on 8. Yes. So inhale on 4, hold it for 7, exhale for 8. And what it does is really just holds the oxygen in. It allows that oxygen to reach the brain. And then as we exhale, we quiet down our amygdala as well. So this increases our GABA levels. Now, magnesium-rich foods are great, like leafy greens. Again, nuts are great, seeds are great. These help increase GABA levels, and also reduce caffeine. The more people are kind of addicted to caffeine throughout the day, but caffeine after 2 p.m. should be like a no-no. Too much caffeine really lowers GABA levels and increases anxiety. So make sure that you're taking control of how much caffeine you're taking throughout the day, okay? And you can do one really nice round of breathing as we are working here. Let's just do one. Let's inhale on 4. Hold it for 7, and exhale on 8. And smile it out. Now, last but not least is endorphins, the energy and joy boosters. Okay. And endorphins, we can do so much, but it really reduces pain. So high endorphins help us be less susceptible to feeling pain. It elevates our mood. It creates feelings of pleasure and feeling satisfied and happy in life. There's a study in the Journal of Neuroscience that found that laughing for just 10 minutes increases endorphins. So seeing something funny, doing something funny, doing something that you're laughing at, together, you will feel already those levels of endorphins, popping up. That is why having a good night with friends and going watching something funny. I remember I went to this class one day, and I remember this person will always start lessons with uh, a home phonics video. And originally I couldn't get like why this person was introducing the lessons with this. I never got the point of the joke with anything else that was going to be taught, but the real reason was to get everybody laughing within the first couple of minutes of the lesson. And that made so much sense because that made us feel like relaxed, happy, and wouldn't care about everything else. That it doesn't matter how tired we were, we would pay attention to the rest of the lesson. And so it made so much sense. So endorphins are easy. Watch something funny for a quick boost. You can also exercise for 5 minutes, do a little dance, jumping jacks, something that really gets your heart pumping for just a few minutes. I do, for example, the trampoline, the small trampoline. I do dancing often with my girls because we love dancing. And cold showers, I have talked about it before. The last 30 to 60 seconds of your shower, you can do a warm shower, a hot shower, but the last 60 to 30 seconds, turn on that cold water and boost yourself right in. Those cold plunges really kick up the endorphins in our bodies. So we can do a little shake out for 30 seconds, and just a shake out, we can shake it off. Okay, and a 30-second shake off can actually boost your endorphins as well. So think about it as you're putting together what this cocktail is going to mean for you, what simple things you can actually do to transform your neurotransmitters and the neurochemical powerhouse that you have in your brain to help you feel better now and today. Everything that I have shared with you, number one, always share with your doctor, if you're going to do any kind of strategy. But everything that I have shared right now is natural formulas, for peak performance right now. So you do not need to do anything different to help you perform better and feel happy today. So start with daily actions. Start today and don't make huge changes. Just start leading with simple strategies as we have talked today. And last but not least, write down one of the neurotransmitters that you want to optimize today. Say which one would you start and start implementing now. Okay, I've shared with you 5 different neurotransmitters that you can start optimizing today. Which one are you starting with? And if you want to deep dive more, I suggest you go to my book, Happy Brain, Happy Life, which you can search for on Amazon, but you also have the links here for you available. And also make sure that you connect with me. Write to me. I would love to be able to help you deep dive better into improving your neuro cocktail and helping you bring a happier brain so you can have a happy life. Don't forget, we also have our visionary retreats where you can take time to come and face to face learn with me here in West Palm Beach, Florida. So reach out to us so you can connect and spend some time out here in nature, improving your brain health so you can feel better, less stress, better sleep, better memory, better energy, feeling a wonderful life. See you on the next one.